up, everyone? Oh, that made a whip noise. Cool. We're going to be doing our real alouds! Woo! Day 33. So we have our casual web rules that we are almost done with. The nursery collection. And our natural resources. So last time we read our natural resources, you guys just had to see a picture. It was very short. All I had to do was just see a picture. And the darkness. Oh my god, I hate the darkness. My desk is way too messy to do it. There we go. So turn up your screen by just to see it. There we go. Oh yeah, that makes a difference. So there's the picture that we saw yesterday. So we're going to read this book first. Since we didn't get to read it yesterday. Okay. The rise of industrial farming. When in Australia in the 18s, new farming methods and technology began to change. American farmers continue to strive to grow strong, healthy corn plants that yield as much as possible. In the late 18s, scientists developed a hybrid corn, fertilizing one variety of corn and pollen with another variety makes hybrids. The result is a new type of corn plant that is stronger and able to produce more seeds than either parent plant. This corn mixed favorable genetic traits and led to healthier varieties of corn and higher, faster yields. As more farmers used hybrid corn, production rose in the 1930s. The average yield was 33 bushels per acre. In the 1997, the yield had increased to 127 bushels per acre. Today, corn is a staple crop in the Midwestern United States. 95% of the corn average is planted with hybrid corn. An average annual corn yield is nearly 159 bushels per acre. Almost all corn in the United States grows from hybrid seeds. Hybrid corn may contain genetic material or DNA from other species altogether. Scientists have added DNA to make GMO. G-O-M. Corn more resistance to insects and drought. According to the National Corn Growers of America, known as NCGA, more than 300 million metric tons of corn are harvested each year in the United States. However, today's industrial farming practices have led to a monoculture, where growers raise one type of corn year after year. The success of hybrid corn and soybeans have led many growers to solely raise one crop instead of vary. This is a good practice for earning money now. However, it may hurt profits and productivity in the future. A concentration of a single crop to plates in the soil. The lack of variety is at the odds with somehow soil functions and maintains balance. The invasion of one disease or pest could wipe out all of the corn crops. One GMO stands for genetically modified organism. The United States is the largest corn producer in the world. So you guys can pause that and read it. Okay, so that picture was the U.S. corn production. And tomorrow we're going to see another. Well, we're going to be doing monoculture pros and cons. So you guys can go check that out tomorrow. Yes, Lego shirt. I love this shirt, except for the pocket, but it's very cute. I love it. Alright, let's read our. So last time we read our nursery rhymes, we read about famous nursery rhymes, like, let's see here. Like Baba Black Sheep, Oscar Spuns, Hey Diddle Diddle, and Little Bo Peep. So you guys can go check that out. Day 31 is when we did it. And we're going to be reading about Crocodile Smiles today. So we're going to read that at the end because I heard it's very good. It's very cute, by the way. We're going to read our erotic rules, which we're almost done with. I'm so sad. Ooh, I don't know if you guys can see it, but here, I'll try. There. It's the remaining pages we have left, right here. Alright. So last time we read our erotic rules, we read about how the talent show went. So you guys can go check that out. It was really good. Today's Thursday in their world. Well, things have gotten really bad for me in the last few hours. Roderick and his bandmates came over around 7 o'clock tonight to watch the talent show on TV. They sat there the whole 3-hour show until their band came on. The school actually did a pretty decent job of tapping the performance, and things were looking pretty good up until Roderick's drum solo. That's when Mom started dancing, and whoever was doing the filming zoomed right into Mom and kept the camera pointed at her for the rest of the song. So, come on, man. That sucks. Here. No, I'm going to move my camera over here because you guys are not seeing any of the pictures. Okay. Okay, let's try over here. Okay, let's try this. See if this does anything. That meant Roderick didn't have anything he could send to the record companies, and he was really mad about it. At first, he was mad at Mom for messing things up, but Mom said that if Roderick didn't want people to dance, he shouldn't play music. Then Roderick turned on me. He said this was all my fault because if I just tapped the show like he asked me to, none of this would have happened. But I told him if he wasn't such a jerk, I would have done for him. So, there you go. The whole family's arguing. Okay, that's much better. And here's the last picture I was trying to show you guys. But a couple hours later, I went downstairs and ran into Roderick in the kitchen. He was smiling. I knew something was up. Roderick told me my secret was out. At first, I didn't know what he was talking about, but when I got it, he was talking about the thing that happened to me this summer. I ran down in the basement, and I picked up Roderick's phone to see if he made any calls. And sure enough, it looked like he had called every single friend of his who had a brother or sister my age. So you can see that he knows. But tomorrow morning, everyone at the school will know the story, and I'm sure Roderick exaggerated the facts that make the story sound even worse. Now, that's my secrets out there. I want to put on a record what really happened and not Roderick's twisted version, so here it goes. Over the summer, me and Roderick had to stay with Grandpa at his condo in Leisure Towers for a few days, but there was nothing to do, and I was going bonkers. I was so bored, and I broke my old journal and started writing it, but taking out a book that said diary on the cover, diary on the cover in front of Roderick was a huge mistake. Ha! So he took his diary out of his hand. Roderick stole my journal and made it run for it. He would have probably had made it into the bathroom and locked the door if someone had Ghostbusters sitting out. Yeah, so he tripped. I scooped the book off the floor and ran into the hallway and down the stairwell. Then I ducked into the bathroom in the main lobby and locked myself in a stall. I kept my feet off the ground so that if Roderick came in, he wouldn't know I was in there. I knew that if Roderick got a hold of my journal, it would be a nightmare. So I decided to just rip the whole thing into tiny little pieces and flush them down the toilet. It was better to just destroy the thing and then risk Roderick getting it into his hands. But as soon as I started ripping pages out of the book, I heard the bathroom door open. I thought it was Roderick, so I stayed completely still. So he's ripping off the diary. Oh, I remember the scene from the movie. I know what's going to happen. But as soon as I started ripping... Okay, I didn't hear anything, so I peeked over the top of the stall to see what was going on. That's when I saw a woman sitting in front of the mirror putting on makeup. Oh, no. I figured the lady just accidentally wandered into men's bathroom because people at Leisure Towers are always doing stuff like that. I was about to speak up and tell this lady she was in the wrong bathroom, but then someone else walked in. And guess what? It was another woman. That's when I realized that I was the one who messed up. I was in the woman's bathroom. I prayed that those ladies would just wash their hands and leave so I can make a run for it. But they sat down in stalls on either side of me. And every time one woman would leave the bathroom, someone else would come in and take their place, so I couldn't leave. Oh no, I remember this from one of the scenes in the movie. I don't have the movie, but I saw it on YouTube. If Rolly thinks he had it bad when those kids made him eat cheese, I remember that, the cheese touch. He should try being stuck in the Lesser Towers lady's room for half an hour. I guess someone eventually heard me in there, and they reported me to the front desk. Within a few minutes, word got around the building that there was a peeping Tom in the woman's bathroom. So he got taken out. By the time security came and get me out of there, everyone who lived in Lesher Towers was down in the lobby, and Roderick saw the whole thing unfold upstairs on Grandpa's TV. Now that the story was out, I knew I couldn't show my face at school, so I told Mom she was going to have to transfer me somewhere else, and I told her why. Mom said I shouldn't worry what other people think. She told me that my classmates would understand that I just made an honest mistake. So there's Mom talking to Gregory. So that just proves once and for all that Mom doesn't understand a thing about kids my age. Now I'm kicking myself for not keeping up on my pen pal relationship with Mama Doll, because if me and him had stayed in touch, maybe I could have gone to France as an exchange student that hid out there for years. And all I know is that one place I don't want to go tomorrow is school, and it looks like that's exactly where I'm heading. So he's pretending like he's in France. Comment alouds? Yeah, whatever. So tomorrow's Friday in his world, so we're gonna read about that. And that was Dad with again. Come on, we all done it before. We accidentally went to the women's bath and one of them into a bathroom before. It was not a mistake, I hope. The nursery collection. Finale. Crocodile smiles. Sorry guys, I had to burp. Say cheese to the photographer. Cheese, grinned Snappy. Crocodile lights flashed, and the cameras clicked as he gave the most whiny smile. You're a natural, cried the expectation leader. He was with a team of wildlife photographers. Snappy smiled as a reflection in the river. Oh, you are a handsome chap, he preened, garnishing at his fine set of teeth together with glee. Snappy was terribly proud of his sharp fangs and fine good looks. He strutted up and down the riverbank for all to see. I'm a star, he said. My face will be known throughout the world. Thanks for letting us take your picture, said Expectation. No problem, said Snappy, anytime. So this is Snappy the crocodile, and he has the most perfect teeth. If you're wondering why I'm going like this, I'm just making sure you guys can see it. And as your reward, here's a truckload of chocolate you asked for, said the leader. How delicious, said Snappy. Most kind of you. Thanks. Thank you so much. When they had left, Snappy lay sunning himself on the riverbank, daydreaming of fame and fortune, and popping chocolate after chocolate into his big open mouth. So he's laying down eating chocolate, which is not good for the teeth. Maybe one or two, but not a truckload. Just then, a long slurred snake. What's this? He hissed. A crocodile eating chocolate? How strange. Not at all, snapped Snappy. All crocodiles love chocolate. It's just that most of them aren't smart enough to know how to get a hold of it. Well, if you're so smart, you should know that too much chocolate will make your teeth fall out, hissed Snake. So he's getting beefy. Oh my gosh. What nonsense, said Snappy angrily. For your information, I have perfect teeth. Lucky you, said Snake, eyes, and slithered off into the bushes. So Snappy kept munching happily. Eating his way throughout the mound of chocolate. He had chocolate for breakfast, Chocolate for lunch and chocolate for dinner. Ooh, yummy! He grinned, licking his lips and smiling. A big chocolatey smile. This is heaven. Yes, it would be heaven having a truckload, but take care of your teeth. You won't be saying that when you're too fat to float in the river, said Parrot, who's been watching him from a tree. Ridiculous, scoffed Snappy. I've got a very fine figure, I'll have you know. So look how beefy he looks. Oh my gosh. If you say so, said the parrot, and flew off in the jungle. Days and weeks passed, and Snappy happily went on eating his chocolate after chocolate until that's when he was gone. Back to the river to catch my next meal, Snappy thought miserably. Thought I'd much rather have more chocolate. When Snappy slid into the river, instead of bobbing gently at the surface, she sank straight to the bottom. His stomach rested in the mud. Oh dear, what happened to the river? Snappy wondered aloud to himself. It is very hard to float in it today, even for someone with a figure as fine as yours, jeered Parrot, watching for the tree. Snappy didn't answer. He just sank further beneath the water, so that only his two beady eyes could be seen, and gave Parrot a very hard stare. The next morning when he woke, there was a terrible pain in his mouth. It felt like someone was twisting and tugging his teeth. Oh, my teeth hurt, he cried. Sincerely not, hissed Snake, dangling down from a tree. After all, you have such perfect teeth. And he slunk away again, snickering. Snappy knew what he had to do. He set off down to the river to visit Dr. Joe, the dentist. So his teeth really hurt. That's because of all the chocolate. It seemed after such a hard walk, and by the time he got there, he was puffing and panting. Open wide, said Dr. Joe, an anteater, peering down his long nose into Snappy's mouth. Into Snappy's gaping mouth. Oh dear, that doesn't look good at all. What have you been eating, Snappy? Now show me where it hurts. So this is the dentist. He's an anteater. Here's a Snappy pointing miserably into his mouth. I feel rather ashamed and here, and here, and here. Well, there's only one thing to do, said Dr. Drew. They'll have to come out. And so they did. So out they came. Before long, another photography expedition arrived in the jungle. Say cheese, said the expedition leader. Cheese, smiled Snappy, stepping out from behind a tree, but instead of a flash of camera, Snappy went for howls of laughter. The photographs held their sides and shook with mirth. I thought you said Snappy was a handsome crocodile with perfect teeth, they cried, looking at the leader. He should be called Gappy, not Snappy. Poor Snappy slunk away into the bushes and cried. It was on his own fault for being so greedy and eating all that chocolate. There, said Dr. Joe, putting his arm. We'll soon get you fitted with some fine new teeth, and from now on, Snappy vowed he would never eat chocolate again. I mean, you're allowed to eat chocolate. It's just not too much, because then your teeth will hurt, because you'll get cavities. I've had a cavity once, and they had to fix it. It made my mouth feel so weird after. Well, see you guys later.